My father slammed eviction papers on the table. "You're a failure! You have 12 hours to get out. Your brother owns this house now." I just smiled and left. But the moment my brother walked in, he realized he'd made the biggest mistake of his life. Dad stormed in like a hurricane, slamming eviction papers down so hard my coffee nearly spilled. This wasn't anger, this was calculated. "Maybe this will teach you responsibility," he sneered. My childhood home. Mom's curtains still hung in the windows. The treehouse Andrew and I built stood outside. 12 hours to pack up an entire childhood like it meant nothing. "Why?" I asked. Dad smirked. "Your brother bought it. Consider this a lesson. Andrew the golden child. If he sneezed, Dad acted like he'd cured cancer. Me, the quiet one who never shined enough. I thought about helping Dad with repairs, birthdays under this roof, nights falling asleep on the couch. None of it mattered. I stood up and said, okay. Dad seemed annoyed I didn't argue. I packed everything by morning. That's when Andrew arrived, keys in hand. "You're still here?" He laughed. "Thought Dad told you to clear out. Don't make this ugly. Just move out, Chris. Maybe you'll thank me." The way he said thank me sparked anger. "This house was Mom's too," I said. Andrew shrugged, tossing his jacket on the couch. "Mom's not here. You can't live off Dad forever." He walked around inspecting, stopped at family photos. "You should take this. I'll be redecorating soon." He'd erase Mom's traces like she'd never existed. It felt like losing her all over again. Only this time it was by choice. "You don't waste time, do you? This place needs a refresh. You've been stuck here like a ghost. You should be grateful. Grateful for being blindsided, for losing my home. You've always had everything handed to you. Ever wonder if you earned it? You're just jealous." "Always have been." I grabbed boxes and loaded my car while he made comments. I heard him on the phone. "I'll have the locks changed this afternoon." When I dropped off the key, both Dad and Andrew were waiting with papers. "You need to settle what you owe," Dad said. Andrew slid a sheet across. "Nearly $3,000. That's insane. I maintained this place for years for free." "That was your choice," Dad snapped. "Pay what you owe." The next morning, my bank alert showed $1,200 gone. Dad had used our old joint account with my money. That was the breaking point. I got a motel room and researched property law. Called a lawyer specializing in inheritance disputes. "This doesn't sound right," he said. "If your name was on the original title as an inheritor from your mother's estate, you should have been notified." My name was still on the title. Dad had sold our house, Mom's house, without my consent. "We can contest this, potentially reverse it." I rebuilt my life, got a job, apartment, new bank account. Meanwhile, my lawyer gathered evidence. The sale was below market value. I'd never been properly notified. We filed an injunction stopping Andrew's renovations. He'd sunk his savings into remodeling, took out a loan to flip the house. Now he couldn't sell, rent, or finish work. At court, my lawyer laid everything out. Original title with my name, lack of notice, below market sale, unauthorized withdrawal. The judge listened carefully. "This court has serious concerns about how this sale was conducted." Outside, Andrew stormed up, face red. "You can't do this. Do you know how much money I've put in?" I looked him in the eye. "You should have thought about that before you kicked me out." At the full hearing, the judge delivered her verdict. "This court finds grounds to void the sale. The house will revert to joint ownership. Any unauthorized withdrawals must be reimbursed." Andrew went pale. Dad's jaw tightened. "Do you know what you've done?" Andrew shouted. "I just lost thousands." "You didn't lose it," I said. "You invested in something that wasn't yours alone." Dad eventually bought out my share at fair market value, plus reimbursement. I bought my own condo. Andrew lost money when he flipped the house. At the next family gathering, I walked in wearing a sharp new suit, standing taller than ever. Dad looked across the table. "I hear you're doing well." "I am," I said. "Better than ever." As I prepared to leave, I looked at them both. "What you did hurt more than I can explain, but it forced me to grow. You thought you were teaching me responsibility. Turns out I learned self-respect." I walked into the cool night air and smiled. I wasn't trying to prove anything anymore. They finally understood I wasn't the one cut out of the family. They were the ones who'd lost me, and I was never going back.